Today we're going to open this box from CGC. Hello everyone, my name is Chris the Comic Vet. Hope this video finds you safe and well. Well, this package is back from Sarasota, Florida, and it's got a couple graded books. Now these books have been on a little bit of an adventure, I must be honest. Back in June, I made the travel from Canada to Charlotte, North Carolina for a Heroes convention. At Heroescon, CGC had set up an opportunity to do on-site grading. Now I submitted a whole bunch of modern books and they were all completed in time during that weekend and returned to me. However, 2 books that were printed prior to 1975 were submitted, and unfortunately they weren't done by the end of the con. So those 2 books, one of which was my late father's book. It is a Gene Autry and Champion book from the 1950s with a beautiful painted cover. I had it cleaned and pressed, and I wanted to actually have it encapsulated so that it's something that I could pass on to my children and to their children as something that would represent a keepsake of my father being a comic book enjoyer. That's just me being me. The other book was an early Aquaman book that I picked up in 2023, coincidentally enough, at Heroescon. It is a gorgeous cover by Nick Cardy, which I believe is actually the second appearance of Black Manta, where Black Manta is holding Aquaman above his head with this cinematic movie-style poster of a cover, and I just thought it was terrific. So, with those books not being available during Heroescon weekend, CGC reached out to me after the books were actually graded and apologized for not having the books available at Heroescon, and nicely enough shipped them to Canada free of charge. So yeah, they did something right there. So let's get into this. Let's find out the grades on these 2 books that are going right into my PC. My father's book, Gene Autry and Champion, and an awesome Nick Cardy cover Aquaman book. Try not to look at this. Here they are. Nicely packaged. They're face up, so I'm going to kind of put them face down so I don't see the grades. Okay, the first book we're going to show is the Aquaman book. We'll save my father's book for last. This is Aquaman 42 from November, December 1968. This is that cinematic cover that I spoke about just a moment ago. Here we go. 4.0. Alright, so it's again Aquaman 42. Nick Cardy cover. It's 4.0 off-white pages. Not bad. It says a Black Manta appearance. I believe that this is Black Manta's second appearance. It's a Steve Skater story, Jim Aparo art. And again, Nick Cardy with this iconic cover. I just love that the trade dress is just worked into the artwork. That's what just sold me on wanting to have this in my PC. I happen to have this. Again, I think I just spent like $30 on this book, raw. Had it cleaned and pressed for $20, and now it's a 4.0, slabbed up. I'm happy. I'm very, very happy. Okay. The next one is Gene Autry and Champion issue 112. This again is from November, December, from 1956. And it actually has a Tricks ad. Tricks are for kids. It's got an ad on the back, and I'll show that in just a moment. Get this out of the bag that it was shipped in. Here we go. As you can see, this is a gorgeous painted cover. Again, this book was found in a lot of Westerns after my father had passed away. I wasn't aware that he had these books. And I decided that since this was the most beautiful cover of the small collection that was found, I had it cleaned and pressed. And, well, let's just get into the reveal. I remember thinking if this book came back a 2 to a 4, I would be just happy. As long as it was not like a 1.8 or something like that. Please, at least, please, at the height of a 4, let's get it to a 4. Okay. This is Gene Autry and Champion 112 from Dell. Again, November, December 1956. And it is a white page comic book. And there's no representation of the creators for this book, the writer, the interior artist, or the cover painter. It does say painted cover on the right side of the blue label. So again, 6.0 white page from 1956. This beautiful Gene Autry and Champion. I think my dad would be happy with that. Like I mentioned, there was an ad for Trix cereal on the back. I'll be honest, being a Gen X kid, I'm used to seeing a rabbit with Trix, and the tagline being "Tricks are for kids." But here it says, "It makes you smile." The happy cereal, the happy snack, new fruit flavor, fruit color Trix. So there we are, and that's just awesome. That's just awesome. With that being said, thank you so much for spending some time with me. Thank you for CGC for making this right and shipping this up. No questions asked, free of charge, and I get it. Things happen. If I were to guess, I would presume CGC brought most of their modern graders and set them up and took care of a whole bunch of modern slabs on site at Heroescon, and maybe brought up just 1 or 2 of the older books, the Golden Age, the Silver Age graders, and maybe they were just swamped and didn't get the books done in time. Either way, a 4.0 for the Aquaman, a 6.0 for the Gene Autry and Champion. I'm very pleased with this result. And yeah, both of these will be finding a home in my PC, and this one will have a very special place a little bit higher up than the rest. On your way out, I'm going to invite you to hit that thumbs up button. Leave a comment. Did you go to Heroescon this year? If you did you participate in the CGC on-site grading? And how was your results? Were you happy with the interaction? Were you happy with the final grades? And if you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. It's free. Just hit that subscribe button. Until I see you again, thank you for your time. Take care.